I am tired of being left out, so I am self-inserting into the Venn diagram of people who post on the internet about books, but also crocheting. The resurgence of this hyperfixation started when I was preparing for BookCon. I ended up crocheting a bunch of bookmarks for trinket trading, and I really want to become one of those people who crochets a granny square for every book that I read. However, I have never made a granny square until this past weekend when I spent my entire Saturday evening trying to master my craft. And don't get me wrong, I am not a master, but they're not looking too shabby, so I decided that I need some more yarn to start practicing doing different colors for book covers. And while I am by no means ready to start working on my 2026 reading blanket, what I am going to do for the sake of practice is make a granny square for all of my favorite books, my 5-star reads, whether I read them this year, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, last year. They're going to get a practice granny square made. I just got back from Michael's with supplies, so let's dive in. One thing that's been challenging about the squares that I've made so far is that not only are they imperfect, they also just kind of look a little wonky because I don't have a blocking board. So like the edges aren't perfectly straight. My tension obviously could use some work, but they're not looking horrendous. So in addition to getting some different skeins of yarn, I also got supplies to make a makeshift blocking board because Michael's doesn't carry them and I'm simply too impatient to wait for one to ship to me. So I am gonna wait for one to ship to me, but when I practice today, they're gonna go on my makeshift blocking board. I got a cutting mat from the Cricut section just so I have a nice straight grid, a foam board, pins to hold it all down, and a spray bottle to dampen the material. I got an array of yarn colors that I know I will need both for practice and for my final project when I'm ready to get started. And I also have various skeins of yarn in here as well. I am pinning this little piece of cutting paper. It's translucent. I'm just gonna pin it to the foam board so that I have a grid for when I pin down the squares. It is definitely a temporary solution, but a solution nonetheless. Would I recommend you do this? Absolutely not. I don't recommend you do mainly anything I'm doing in this video because I'm still learning what to do. But I am saying that if you are also a beginner and you're feeling discouraged, overwhelmed, etc., it does not need to be so deeply serious. I am pushing the pins through as many of the foam boards as possible without pushing all the way through, just so I don't poke myself. And just like that, I've created a foam blocking board. Let's now pick a book to start working from.